know what number's hot?
6.
6. In the bottom right, our Terran player, he is...
SuperNova.
SuperNova. In the... Oh, I guess we're going to get a shot. All right, over here in the other side of the map, the upper left, our Zerg player, he is...
Leenock.
Oh, look what we did there. That was cool. The little graphic came up, and then we made the tab bar come up there. See, I noticed this stuff.
All right, so...
Ooh, I like that barracks placement. That's sneaky.
That's quite true. That is sneaky.
I would have put it out a little bit further to the left because I feel like the drone is going to check the smoke screen and then go through it and just see it. But
well, if the drone goes all the way through, but if Leenock's really sharp, he might turn around before he goes out the other side of the smoke screen because the barracks doesn't fit there.
Oh.
Yeah.
No way. Okay, you're right. Well said, Artosis.
But that will only work against a really good player. You know, that's one of those moves where the player just overclicks.
The player that's so efficient.
Yeah, and he's so efficient, man. And so, there you go. That's what the drone was actually looking for. Is he going to make the orbital? Because that means the barracks is finished. That way he can know if it's going to be... oh, wow, this is actually... I have so many important things to say. But anyways, that is...
he sees it.
He sees that there is a barracks out. But basically... Ooh, look at this. Leenock canceled some drones and threw up the spawning pool because he was afraid that it was a very quick barracks near him. And in fact, it's not. It's just he's going to kill an overlord and he caused some drones to cancel. This is a great move by SuperNova. Just a fantastic
Is this
move.
overlord going to get away?
I don't think so.
Oh, actually, he should have turned directly left.
That's why he sent the CV up there to catch it. But oh my god. Oh. SuperNova. Yeah, he'll catch it. Pretty sure.
No way. Well, here's the thing is that by now he's already remaking the Overlord, so it's not as much of a supply block.
Yeah.
Goodbye, cruel world.
All right, so.
You know, they're in space. Wouldn't it just go everywhere? I mean, why does it go down?
Well,
I mean, the rocks...
Okay, let's be fair here. Everything has gravity. We don't know how big this rock actually is.
Well, we know that the rocks behind the map actually just float. Okay, hold on, we had the bunker now coming in here. I'm just saying, guys.
Yeah, no, he's pushing forward with bunkers now, man. Leenock's in some trouble. He is making a spine collar, making lings and some queens as well. So it turns out that this barracks that may not have been too aggressive when he found it is now turning into something very aggressive.
Yeah.
Leenock doesn't like over-countering things like this. He tries to make as many drones as possible.
Well, he's minimalist in his approach.
Yeah.
Just to get the bare minimum to squeeze by. That's how he gets ahead in these later games. Now, the Lings are going to try to... All right, they already messed up once.
Yeah.
They were trying to intercept that specific Marine. And they didn't manage to do it. The third bunker is going to be up. This is a lot of bunkers that they can run into, guys.
Yeah.
And there's 2 SCVs, so by the time that thing finishes, it's going to be pretty hard to actually kill it off.
Well, at this point, I mean, he's bringing up all his Zerglings, targeting it down to the SCV, and he does get it, and it looks like he will be able to clean this up.
He will salvage the bunker. And the SCV has been killed. But still, oh man, actually, transfusion there, very nice.
Yeah, he's going to fuse another one as well. He's going to, there you go.
Wow, he actually did that so well.
Yeah, on the back of 2 transfusions, he does hold.
They both did that really well.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, that was
even SuperNova killing as much as humanly possible.
I know, right? This is actually just, it's really nice. GSL just gets better and better every season. We actually see players play really well a lot now.
Nice. Man, he is just, look at that. And he's like, all right, in the last second, goodbye. Get my money back. Here's my receipt. Look at that, he doesn't bring the receipt, but he's just, you got to be aggressive and douching up to the guy at the cash register.
Yeah, man.
But eventually I'm like, listen, this is absolutely ridiculous. I'm never coming back to Best Buy again unless you let me return my modem.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
That's important, man. You got to do that. I'm so good at that.
I could have gone to Super Circuit. No, I went to Best Buy because I trust the brand name.
Do you mean Circuit City?
Circuit City. No, I think there was actually a Super Circuit. No, probably Circuit City.
That must have been regional. Never heard of it.
No, actually it was Circuit City now that I'm thinking about it more.
Okay. Thought so. Ha. All right. So we do have reactor tallies going on in a few barracks as well. Those things never really going to do anything here. No speed. In fact, they're all just going to be, their lives are forfeit, tasteless.
All right. He knows about the orbital, obviously, so
he knows it's not a one base all-in follow-up, so that's good. Now he can drone pretty heavily. And Leenock is going crazy on the creep tumors now. In fact, he's gone up to 4 queens, which is something that's gaining popularity kind of around the world. A lot more queen-based play.
Well,
because you can really push everything further. They're good at defending Hellions. They're just such a useful
you
unit.
can transfuse a building that's being hit.
Oh, absolutely,
you know?
yeah. Transfusions have saved many a Zerg life. Well, the Hellions just going to try to stop any more creep movement forward. Leenock just has so many tumors out already. He has 4 active tumors pushing across even in his main base. Just so smart, so great of a play there by him.
All right. His creep tumors, as Zartosa said, are going to keep spreading out here, and that's why these Hellions are here, to deny that creep gets any further out. You know, with that many Hellions, it's actually sometimes not even a bad idea to just come out and just scan the edges and just kill those creep tumors.
Yeah.
Just make it that much more difficult.
Well, killing creep tumors is pretty awesome. And in fact, look at that. He knows because of all the creep spilling down that there are creep tumors up there to kill, and he doesn't get it.
Almost.
Well, that scan actually wasn't nearly as good as he had hoped.
Yeah. It only takes one of those things to spread creep.
That's right. Only you can fight creep spread.
Yeah. Macro hatch on the way. He does have the double Evo.
Ooh, double Evo this time. Pretty early as well.
Yeah, it looks like he's not going to be doing much until after his third base.
Yeah, you know, that's
way after his third base.
That's so Leenock. You know, when he starts the Spire, I'm sure he'll go take his third. I love the quick 1-1 though. That's so cool. I love double Evo play.
Wait till that finishes. He's like, Leenock, knock, who's there?
Who? Right. And he's like, Leenock. I'm like, that's
it doesn't really work.
Finish.
It doesn't work like that.
Right, so very similar build by SuperNova here. In fact, pretty much the same build as last game. Going for the double drop once again. How many Lings are actually out though? Speed is actually not even done. It's about to finish. So is 1-1.
Now, with the Hellions here, I mean, that's going to be pretty useful. Especially versus these Lings. You get the Hellions in the back with the Marines
charging down medevacs. Look at those Queens going to town on the medevac. Almost kills the first one. But oh my god, does he actually just have enough? The medevacs are so low, so the next round of Lings is going to do much better here.
But he still hasn't lost the Hellion
down
yet.
They go. And, well, he's going to lose some Queens here and more Lings, but no medevacs are left.
Oh, he's even using the Hellions on the low ground to kind of cover as well. Darting in towards the main. The drones are exposed. And combat shield's about to finish.
Oh, wow, and another stim. The Hellions buffering a lot of that damage and a lot being killed off here. Very well done. He's killed 8 drones at this point. And don't forget he got all the Queens, so now 3 Queens in production, but that's going to limit creep spread, and that's going to super limit production here. No injects until any Queens are out. So that is just really going to hurt Leenock.
Yeah, that drop was a huge success.
And oh my god, SuperNova with a third base up before Leenock. Wow.
Pretty sexy. Well, look, SuperNova's in that great position, similar to what he was in Game 1, where he denied 2 expansions.
Yeah, look at that. This is SuperNova, really, man. He is just so solid. But Leenock, you got to hand it to him. He's getting 5 infestors right now with passive glance and getting 2-2 on his Zergling. So it looks like we're going to see a Zergling infestor into Hive build here.
Dude, this Hellion control is sick, man.
Yeah,
those things are just not dying. Well, now they're dying. All right. I got to be honest with you guys. They died.
You jinxed it. So, man, this is just both players playing immaculately. Third base finally going down for Leenock. Infestors are going to pop out pretty soon here.
2-2 is going to be done pretty soon as well.
And I am looking... Ooh, the second factory already started for SuperNova, and that's great because he's going up against Infestor play here, so that's definitely something he's going to need some siege tanks to help out against those Infestors, or the Fungals would just be too strong. But, oh my god. He's scanned, does see the Infestors, he's got to be careful now. Because if he's not siege up and those Infestors come up and get a good Fungal off, oh man, the game could just end.
All right. I'm actually a little bit surprised to see SuperNova push out like this.
Yeah, me too. He's 0-0 right now. 1-1 is on the way, but as 2-2 finishes, if Leenock just happened to have a bunch of Zerglings, which he doesn't, he's droning very heavily and going to Hive right now, but if he did, he could flank that and kill it off.
All right, well, he knows that's a planetary, so there's no chance that Zerg's going to be attacking the third base anytime soon. Zerg is going to have to shift gears and just only focus on economy. I don't know if SuperNova should be doing this. Maybe it's going to work, but still, that's a tiny army, man.
You're right, Tasteless. I mean, I don't like this move that much. You know, he's going to have 1-1 before any engagement, but
he's going ultras,
right now,
too.
Yeah, Leenock can just get a ton of stuff right now, and with those infestors, between infested Terrans and fungals, I mean, this is I don't like this choice. He needs to move home with this army right now, or he needs to bring out the rest of his army. But the size he has out there is not good.
All right, let's see if this was a big mistake.
Well, the infestor's way far behind right now, so Leenock does have to pull back. And SuperNova actually just going to go for a drop from here, which I like. I like that drop. You know, when they're going infestor, you do need to be doing drops.
Yeah, the infestors are not the most mobile units. I mean, they could move and burrow and stuff, but, you know. Yeah.
Well, 3 bases for both players. The Ultras Cavern is finished 3-3 on the way for Leenock, as well as chitinous plating and the adrenal upgrade. Good spine placement. It's good to have spines when you go infestor. You kind of have to do that for anti-draw.
All right, nice SCV saturation here at all the Terran spaces, actually.
And we actually already have some Marauders popping out, so he knows what's going on. He's like, oh, you're going to go Ultras. All right. I'll just go Marauders and kite them all day.
All right, so Leenock, by the way, did not exactly pick up the creep spread as much as I thought he would. It's out a little bit, but
it's a little bit lower than it should be. But
yeah.
I think a lot of that is because he lost all 4 queens, you know?
Oh, God, that's actually a really good point, yeah.
He had to remake them, and then they have to do injects because he's already behind on injects, so it was just really beneficial when he killed off those queens for so many reasons. Because, I mean, if creep is over near SuperNova's base, this game looks so different.
All right, so the Ultras now are in the game and being cranked out here.
SuperNova almost maxed. This is very scary for me.
Yeah, and this is a good time for him to push. Oh, man, that positioning is actually so sick. Look at that. They actually can't get back there.
Wow.
I would, actually target the evolution chamber outside and kill that first.
Oh, you're so smart. Why are you so smart?
I guess he's not going to do it. Thank you.
Well, he's just going to kill everything at once. It looks like, and here everything comes. A lot of Ultras and Links there. Actually, SuperNova probably has to run this army away. And actually, the Marines on the high ground picking off some infestors. That's pretty huge. Meantime, he
should have gotten that evolution chamber on the bottom.
He actually should have gotten the evolution chambers, man. It's important to get rid of those upgrades.
Oh, you're kidding me. That thing had 1 second. You could have
3-3 finishes. And finally, he will deal with that drop. That was a great drop, though.
Yeah, that was sexy.
The ultimate location. I bet Leenock was sitting there like, oh my god.
What are the odds?
I have nothing with range. This is terrible.
I have nothing with range. This is the rare instance I've made a box. You can drop it in the back of my base behind my minerals. Where
maybe he's an optimist and he's saying, ha, you think that's a good place, but it's really the ultimate trap. When you kill my buildings, you'll be surrounded by my broodlings. No, Leenock is a medevac. He's just going to kill the broodlings.
I'll just pick him up and leave, actually, man. So he's going to try to take this bottom center location. Right now, SuperNova is dominating pretty hard, guys.
Yeah, he's up 20
He's just got
supply,
a bigger army.
Taking a 4th base, and he's killed the 3rd of Leenock. I mean, Leenock is just, he's in such terrible shape. He's basically, Leenock's best chance right now is probably to try to overrun everything SuperNova has and then get into his base on his production facilities. That would probably be his best shot, but I don't think SuperNova is going to let him do that.
I would say do a Nidus Worm or something or a drop, but Terran's so close to the Zerg's base, Terran can actually just push forward during that process and just do too much damage.
Lift off his buildings, and then all the Zerglings Ultras just look up, and they're like, ah.
Well, just here, stand on my shoulders. I'm like, guys, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't.
Ultras tries to stand on a Zergling shoulder and just kills it. So right now, just a lot of drops going on. Some nice harassment with this.
Queen somehow didn't die.
Oh, and he gets the medevac.
See, Leenock's doing what a lot of Zergs need to start doing, which is always targeting those medevacs to the Queens.
Always want to do that. And you're right, Tasteless. Every Zerg needs to do that. I'm so surprised so few do. But, you know, this setup in the middle by SuperNova, very smart. He's throwing up some sensor towers even. You have a greater range than that Zelnok watchtower. And Leenock actually just right-clicked on
Look at this.
Some rocks.
This submarine nerd over here. Causing chaos where I go. Now we see the Ultras moving out here. And it's at the point in time he can actually turn those into planetaries, guys. Terran is going to be like impenetrable.
Yes. Yes.
And this is exactly what you do when you are maxed out. And it's like, well, how can I get even more ahead when I'm almost as ahead as I can possibly be? It's like, well, you just make planetaries around your base.
And you know what's so funny, Tasteless? That is definitely one way. You know what another way is? Making orbitals, because then you can kill off your own SCVs and get more army.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a great late-game way to get even further ahead. Because when he's ahead, he wants to get more ahead because SuperNova's awesome.
All right.
Great upgrades for both players. Halfway through 3-3 for SuperNova.
Nice
more
little
and more
drop here.
Ultras and Infestors coming out too, by the way. He's really dedicated to this tech team.
The Zerg is considerably behind, man. Despite them both being maxed out, I mean, the fact that Zerg's starting up a fourth base when Terran's already had a fourth base and he's going to have like a bunch of planetaries in the front of his...
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
He needs to kill the army, like hardcore kill it.
All right. Terran is now in good position with those Ultras on the high ground. Kind of acting as a funnel. It'd be smart if he dropped the Marauder on top of the Banelings.
Oh, that is a huge army! And SuperNova being very brave there.
Yeah, it was...
You never know with those Infestors around, man. That all gets bungled, and the Ultra Link base
turns around after they're dead.
And he's actually way out of position now. Leenock may be able to crush his army. And
he's going to go for the main, I think.
He sieges up, man. If he can attack while all those tanks are on siege, that's a possible win, and here he goes! And the sieges do start, and beautiful with the infested Terrans. Leenock, so amazing here!
God.
Just rolling through with Mass Ultra, and everything dies.
That was sick. Oh, and those aren't even planetaries, what?
Yeah, he was going more for the Mass Mule.
All right, he did get the expansion there, which is good. All he has to do is get into the main. I don't know. You can see this the structure placed in here. It's kind of difficult for these Ultras to get up there.
Yeah, the Sea Chinks and the Planetary doing a good job.
Okay, this is like weird. It's like suddenly SuperNova's dead.
Well, all the Ultras are actually pretty deep red, so he is going to back up for now.
But he needs to go over that expansion at the bottom. We're Queens. We're here.
We're Queens. We're here. Get used to it. What? So the Queen's just going to walk in the planetary.
There you can transfuse now.
He wants to, yeah, there you go. And as more army comes out, ooh, some nice fungals, but loses all the Infestors. Leenock got a great lead there, and then he just kind of got too sloppy, man. You can never get sloppy with Ultras. You have to really execute with them the entire time they're out, basically. You can't ever let them get wasted because they're so expensive. Infestors as well.
Well, once again, we've watched SuperNova manage to get knocked back into the Stone Age after he had a massive lead. He no longer has a secured fourth base, excuse me, not a third base.
One thing I do want to point out.
Yeah.
Leenock is only mining for one base, and SuperNova is only mining for one base. So even though Leenock got a little bit too sloppy there at the end. And SuperNova, he still has a shot. Ooh, good scan. Catching that Infestor. Just trying to sneak up on him.
Well, this is a really interesting position, guys. They're both taking the base in the center. One of the two. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if Terran gets on the high ground and puts siege tanks up there, Zerg cannot mine, but at the same time, if it was Zerg controlling the top, he can just keep bungling SCVs.
Look at that Marauder. That Marauder is...
He's the bravest Marauder in the world.
I know. That is such a brave Marauder, man. Well,
all right. They're both...
And Leenock's just going to go. But does he have enough this time? SuperNova's very well spread out and a good number of Marauders. Good fungals.
Nice
Those fungals so important. But the Ultras, their health is so low. Can they break through the last few units?
It looks like they just barely managed to do enough damage, but at the same time, he's got to remake all those Ultras.
And he loses a couple other Ultras. That's sad. 2 Ultras were attacking the planetary that whole time. those Ultras had been over on the rest of SuperNova's army, they would have killed it. But as is, Leenock 80 supply, 135 for SuperNova.
He lost the hive.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Crazy games today.
Damn, this is actually crazy.
Yeah, it is.
This game actually kind of off the hook, guys. Unfortunately, it looked for Leenock, I should say. SuperNova managed to bounce back, and positionally, if both players are going to expand to the center like that, one at the top, one at the bottom, Terran's going to win. I mean, that's what Terran is going to be good for in a situation like this.
Are just so good at positional battles.
He just kind of forces Zorgan to having to attack. He's like, I don't know. I mean, I can't really hold this top plateau here with Siege takes him so much more range.
Good fungal. And kills off a lot of medevacs with that. That was actually the aim of that fungal. He knew a lot of those medevacs were in the red. Nice fungal there, but I don't think he has enough actual units. And he does not. GG. And SuperNova. Looking good, looking sharp.
SuperNova.
Wow.
Very nicely played. Very, very, very well done by him. I mean, that was another game where he sank back down to the bottom. The scale was tipped, and he managed to tip it back into his favor.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Leenock probably thought he had that one after he took out the expansion.
Yeah.
He was probably like, okay, I got this.
You know, the thing is, he almost did. It came very close to him coming back all the way.
Yeah.
He got a little bit too sloppy for a little bit too long, and that's all it takes, man. Your Ultras get really low. He walked his Queens out and didn't really get to use all those transfusions. Just a few small changes, and Leenock maybe wins that game.
What is the next map, actually?
Well, we're checking, man. You get to choose. It's Daybreak.
Daybreak.
So that is Leenock's choice, Daybreak. I love the fact that we're letting them choose. The loser chooses the map.
Good.
It's very smart.
So you have this one map that you know is coming, okay? And then you each get a turn on the map that you think is best for you in that situation.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
It is. It absolutely
is.
And that's why we're seeing so many Game 3s as well.
Yeah. And I think it makes for a better show. It makes nerds happy. I want the nerds to be happy.
I want the nerds
to be happy.
I want to rub the nerds on their nerd bellies and just make them smile and make their leg kick.
Yeah. Maybe a little like Twitch.
Yeah.
That's all I want in this world is the nerds to be happy. Yeah.
Because we're nerds too. I want to be happy.
I'm a nerd.
You want to be happy?
I want to be happy. Not just
that's it, man.
Not just you and me. I want
Everyone
the whole world. I want
deserves-
where there's so much pain and suffering in this world, Artosis, and sadness and anger.
You know
but
what?
not
There's
here
so
at
much
the GSL.
So much greatness
just
in
happiness.
this world and happiness.
Yeah.
Most
I want
of
to
it's
spread
the
that
GSL.
happiness in the world. Yeah, most of it. About 80%,
Yeah.
85. 0.3 repeating.
All right, here we go. Leenock against SuperNova.
Who's
Game
gonna
number
win?
3.
We're going to find out soon. Leenock, I think overall has been playing better. But SuperNova's also proven in this from the previous game that he is capable. He just has to play as well as he did in that last game.
Yeah, SuperNova's so
better.
good, man.
That
Both
works too.
games he played really great.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get this thing going. The game is loaded up. So that means we get this camera shot, the other one, and then we zoom into the game. So get ready for some more awesome StarCraft 2 action here at the GSL